Look, I get it, okay? Joe Biden is nobody's first choice for a president. In fact, I'm pretty sure Joe Biden isn't even Joe Biden's first choice for president. But at the end of the day, this is the real world, and we don't really have time to sit around fantasizing about the perfect, dreamy president. Whether you're riding with Biden or you can't stand Biden, there is a lot at stake if we're to have another Trump presidency, particularly in regards to abortion and birth control. What's up, everybody? It's Hunter Avalone here, back with another video to hurt your feelings. Abortion is a very controversial issue. I have even been back and forth on the issue throughout my life. When I was younger and conservative, of course, I would have considered myself pro-life. I now comfortably consider myself pro-choice, and that is because based on our understanding of fetal development, the fetus does not develop sentience until around the 28-week mark, and most abortions take place well before that point. So at the average point at which abortions usually take place, the fetus is not like a human being. You're not killing a person. You're not murdering somebody. If you go up to a person on the street and you kill them, you're taking away their experience, their current life experience, their ability to interact with the world around them. You're taking all that away. With a fetus, they never had that to even begin with. Even plenty of people who stand by a pro-life decision will ultimately still be willing to admit that, yeah, maybe they personally would never get an abortion, but they don't really agree with the government restricting abortion the way that it is in some states, particularly because abortion is an incredibly unique issue. There is nothing to really compare it to outside of some weird philosophical hypothetical. Regardless of whether or not you are pro-life or pro-choice, at the end of the day, it's either pro-choice or no choice, because Republicans are not going to stop at simply restricting abortion. They're even going for contraceptives now. So let's start with a brief timeline. First and foremost, thanks to Donald Trump being president, he was able to put a bunch of conservative Supreme Court justices in, which then resulted in the fall of Roe v. Wade. Now, despite Roe v. Wade having a bit of a shaky legal founding, it still stood strong for quite a long time until Donald Trump came along, and he is now taking full credit for destroying Roe v. Wade. So without federal abortion protections, we are now seeing Republicans in various different states going above and beyond to restrict abortion and even contraceptives. Republicans have already banned abortion in 21 different states, many of which have no exceptions. Speaker Mike Johnson is also already supporting a national abortion ban, and 111 Republican members of Congress have already signed on their support. There have been studies conducted in the past which have found that national abortion bans, if enacted, would result in an uptick in maternal-related deaths. According to this study right here, it shows that an abortion ban could lead to a 21% increase in pregnancy-related deaths. So again, keep this in mind, Republicans, although the data shows it would increase maternal-related deaths for sentient, living women, they are prioritizing the life of a fetus that has no consciousness, that has no sentience, that has no personhood. They are prioritizing this thing over already sentient beings. It makes no fucking sense. And even more so, a bunch of Trump Republicans have also tried to ban forms of contraception in over 17 different states. This includes the governor of Nevada, who vetoed the right to contraception just last year. This again makes no fucking sense. If you are against abortion, look at the reason why most abortions take place. It's because of unplanned pregnancies. So obviously, more contraception results in less unplanned pregnancies, resulting in less abortion. It's a very simple domino effect, but Republicans are too stupid to understand this. Instead, they want to ban abortion and then ban the thing that lowers the rate of abortion? What? This study found that access to free birth control reduced abortion rates. The results of this study demonstrate that we can reduce the rate of unintended pregnancy, and this is a key to reducing abortions in this country. So again, if you really care about seeing less abortion, you would be pushing for better sex education and more access to contraception. That's what Biden and the Democrats are doing. This is what the Republicans are against. Biden and the Democrats are pro-choice, but their policies result in less abortions than the pro-life side of things. So even if you're actually pro-life, you're almost voting against your own interest at this point. Biden has signed executive orders to make sure to protect access to abortion, contraception, and the right to travel across state lines if a woman is seeking an abortion. Even more so, the Heritage Foundation, which is responsible for writing some of the Trump admin's playbook, they said conservatives have to lead the way in restoring sex to its true purpose and ending recreational sex and senseless use of birth control pills. What? Again, they're talking about getting rid of birth control pills. What about condoms? This is why you dumb fucks are constantly accused of controlling women or wanting to control women. Because you never see this same energy about men. What about men who are irresponsible and raw dog all over the place? What about those guys? Instead, it's just the birth control pill. Now women can't get abortions and they can't even take steps to prevent an unplanned pregnancy. This is unrealistic and ridiculous. First and foremost, consensual recreational sex, nothing wrong with that. Second of all, using birth control is not senseless. It's the smart thing to do to prevent yourself from getting pregnant. Also, I really get a big kick out of the fact that conservatives are constantly saying, women, they really need to be more responsible. They should just sit around like sexless robots until they're married. And then also conservatives will constantly whine and cry, how come no women want to fuck me? Oh. So let that be known that the Heritage Foundation, informing Donald Trump's 2025 playbook, they think that women should go back to consequential sex, and in their opinion, that's having a kid. They think a child is a punishment for a woman having sex. And this right here is one that just, I cannot even believe that it's real and it's not a headline from some like satire website. Alabama's biggest hospital to suspend transfer of embryos after the court ruling. And this was after an Alabama Supreme Court ruling in February that found that frozen embryos are children, and those who destroy them can be held liable for wrongful death. Clearly, if you were in a burning building and you had a bucket of frozen embryos in one room, and the next room had a room full of children screaming for help as they're almost engulfed in the flames, it's a no-brainer that you would save the person with life, with personhood. This is clearly ridiculous. Frozen embryos are not the same thing as kids. I know. Shocking, mind-blowing even. But this is all a result of Donald Trump putting Supreme Court justices in power that are insane, unhinged conservatives. So not only are Republicans willing to risk an increase in maternal deaths, they are also gunning for contraception. They're also willing to infringe on all of our freedom to use a fucking condom. Like, get the hell out of here, dude. And so at the end of the day, let's be honest. Maybe you don't like Biden. Maybe he's done a lot of things you don't agree with. And I know he has. I know he's not perfect. But at the end of the day, if I have to pick between the guy who's not perfect, but at least not terrible, versus the guy that's literally going to run into my room and rip the condom off my dick, then clearly I'm going to pick the first guy. The Republicans are involved in people's personal lives, and that's why, again, it's not pro-choice and pro-life, it's pro-choice or no choice. Because Republicans want to take away your choice to use contraception, they want to take away women's choice to get an abortion, and it's all made possible because of Donald Trump. We absolutely cannot risk another Donald Trump presidency. So that is what I'm here to tell you today. I'm here to tell you that I'm sorry that Biden isn't the perfect holy grail of the best leftist ever. And I'm sorry that he's not fighting the woke agenda if you're a conservative or brain dead or something. But at the end of the day, you have to pick the lesser of two evils. And I think it's pretty clear that if you care about freedom and liberty and your rights, then Biden is obviously the better choice.